What is going on, teammates? Hope you guys are having an incredible New Year's Eve. I can't believe that the year has already come and gone. And I know for a lot of you guys, you're probably thinking exactly the same thing I'm thinking, like it just started yesterday. Some of you guys are probably thinking, man, I am so excited that it is just over. And I cannot wait for 2026 to be among us and leave all of my problems in the past. And so, whatever sentiment you have about 2025, whatever hope you have about 2026, here's the good news, right? It's going to happen. It's going to come upon, it's going to be among us here real soon. I hope that you guys have already started, putting together your plans for your goals in 2026. You already have your game plan in place for your 2026 and the goals that you are achieving for your family. Adrian and I tonight, we have the opportunity to do something that we haven't done in probably 3 years, man, which is we're going to do what we used to do. We're going to get dressed up in our fancy clothes. We're going to go to a really bougie hotel. We're not staying there. We're just going to go to the bougie hotel lobby and we're going to have a couple cocktails, or in our case, mocktails, because we don't drink. And we're going to talk about the wins of the year. We're going to celebrate all the things that happened in 2025. But most importantly, we're going to be focused on the future and where we're going in 2026. So we're just so pumped about what's going on and where we're going, what we're doing with the team. And so I wanted to lay out kind of the vision for the next 18 months for us as a unit, as a team. I really just wanted to lay this out for you guys because every one of us, we are going to be part of some part of this business. Whether you are here because you're just here to supplement some income, we want you to know that we're here to love you. We're here to support you. We are here to help you get out of our company and out of our business, whatever it is that you came to achieve in this business. But I want you guys to know that we're focused, Adrian and I as the leadership team and our leadership team here, we're focused on 2026 being a breakout year and focusing on being full-time. And so if you're here because you are part-time, we love you. You're going to be here. We're going to support you. We're going to encourage you. But our focus is to build full-timers in this business, okay, for 2026. So welcome to our 2026 kickoff meeting. Wanted to let you guys know that how you finish this year, the last few hours of the year, how you finish will determine how you enter into next year. So if you are on here today, you are already setting yourself up for success because you're showing up in the last hours of the month, right? And so with that being said, guys, just kind of lay out the next 18 months for you guys. Our business, we have a lot of things going down from a company standpoint, from a high level standpoint. One is Primerica will be celebrating their 50th anniversary in the next 18 months. So our vision that we're going to cast today is really an 18-month vision, taking us to the convention of 2027. But also, guys, I realize that it's also going to be the Game Changers 20th year anniversary in 2027 as well. And so we're going to be celebrating some big things. So I really want to just lay out what that focus is going to look like for us, because the next 18 months matter more than any other season than before, right? Because we're not just approaching independent milestones, but we're approaching big milestones in our company and in our business. And it's not a goal, it's a checkpoint, because we are choosing to arrive at our company convention in June of 2027 built differently, more full-timers, more fully licensed people. We are looking to grow those over the next 18 months. So this is our target. This is going to be the battle cry that we are going to be fighting for the next 18 months, is that we have 300 licensed reps in the base shop, okay? 300 licensed reps, not 300 names of people who got recruited, right? Not 300 people who are just forever part-timers, but people who are 300 licensed builders with a solid foundation of licenses and skills. Why licenses, right? Because licenses create a couple really big things. One is they create your confidence, right? When somebody gets a license, it makes them feel more confident than when they don't have a license, right? It's It's got competence, right? When you don't have a license, you feel like you don't know anything. But when you get a license, you know more than everybody else in that space. I love it when somebody tells me, well, I sat down with my friend and they don't have life insurance, but they don't see a value in it. Well, it's because they don't understand anything about the industry and what life insurance is for. But that's digression, right? But also it creates consistency. When we can get people licensed, guys, people show up. Believe it or not, every one of you guys who are on here right now, all of you guys are licensed, right? But also being licensed creates long-term income, and long-term income is what keeps people in this business for a career. And that is why our focus is 300 licenses, getting people moving into a full-time basis. So why do we build? Okay. And so why does 300 matter to us? Okay. The reason it matters is because we're not just building for now, we're building for next. Okay. And what that means is that our focus is to build the foundation of licenses today through the next 18 months, so that as we are heading into convention in 2027 and beyond, we can be focused on what matters in this business, which is promoting regional vice presidents who are sustainable, who are income producing, and who can pay their bills on their own with their own pen. And so what this means, guys, is leadership depth, right? Not just a few of you guys being key leaders, but depth within inside of your teams, you being the point person, but you have other people who are under you who have the ability to step in when necessary. Duplication at all costs in our business, sustainability. But most importantly, guys, momentum that we finish 2026 that continues to compound month after month, year after year, decade after decade for your business. And what that will look like for you guys is that is going to look like a business that can be passed on to your children, that continues to grow and multiply, that is passed on to your children, that continues to grow and multiply. Okay. So it's not just built for the Atkins to come in here and have success, or the Torreses, or the Zanverdines, or the Burketts, or the Wreckers. Okay. It's meant for everybody to have success. And that's why 300 matches, because that 300 goal is that launching pad for that 2027 expansion. So this year is the foundation year, okay? And our commitment is to build real leaders in 2026. Real leaders are people who are full-time, who get fully licensed with us. They have no other source of income. There's a saying behind that. It's called no soy, no other source of income, meaning that Primerica is the only thing that they focus on for their income. That they're not worried about, hey, I can't show up to something or an event because I have other things going on. Like, this is there. That's our goal, is to build full-timers this year. Also, building double-digit recruiting teams. And I'm going to lay out a 3-step strategy, a 3-step plan that's going to help us to make sure that those 3 things are the main focus this year, because this business is about ownership. It is a side hustle to begin with, but it's a business that's built on ownership here. And every real business that gets started takes a commitment to be full-time. There's no part-time RVPs. And our goal is to promote RVPs, especially with the fact now that as RVPs, you getting promoted RVP, your stock equity bonus, your stock equity has now been increased from $15,000 to $20,000 of stock equity for being promoted to RVP. So there's even more money on the table than ever before. And man, my pretty picture is not on there. Man, I had a great picture in this one. But here's our path to full-time, because we are focused on full-time. And there's a few key indicators that let us know that somebody is really focused on being full-time. And one is that they're double-digit recruiting as a team for 3 to 6 months. How do we know that you're focused on going full-time? You're focused on that double-digit recruiting, focused on your activity. We have clear standards for that. Your momentum is over the comfort. Like, there's going to be some times, guys, when you're double-digit recruiting going full-time, where you got to do what I just did with a teammate and help them in the 12th hour, and the 23rd hour, get their CEs done so they can keep their license for 2026 in place, right? There's no unnecessary stretching of seasons, right? But we're building momentum with intention. And so this is that 3-point game plan. The first one, guys, is it starts with big licensing or big recruiting. Okay. Sorry. I don't know why it's all messed up on me, but it starts with big recruiting because big recruiting turns into big licensing. And big licensing happens because we focus as a team and as individuals on becoming the best versions of ourselves to lead the team that we are meant to lead. Okay. And how does that look like? Why do we focus on recruiting first? Because recruiting in our business solves every single problem that you will have as a business owner. One is it solves all of your monthly income goals, right? Your activity problems, your attitude problems, your income problems. It solves your income your attendance problems that you have on your team. So what is the standard? What is the focus that we are looking at for 2026? Is that everybody gets at least one a month. Everybody can recruit at least one person a month. Okay. If you're a player, and what is a player? A player is somebody who is maybe not focused right now on full time, but they're like, hey, I'm really serious about making Primerica a main part of my income stream. And I want to make this a $2,000 to $3,000 or $4,000 a month side business. Okay. They're out there focused on 3 recruits a month. But if you're serious about 2026 being your breakout year, being the year, guys, that you say goodbye to your boss, you fire your boss and you move into independence where you have control over the outcome of your future. Right? That is where you go become a serious minded person or a full timer. And your focus is 4 or more direct teammates, direct recruits every month, building towards that 300 license goal. Okay. Those 300 licenses, Caleb Susie, are not going to be Robin Adris 300. Those 300 are going to be made up of teams of 20 and 30 and 40 licensed agents per team. You guys leading some of those teams, right? So those 4 to 5 recruits every month, those licenses come from that. And again, recruiting is not optional. Okay. Recruiting is foundational for your business. Okay. Every major growing entity recruits. I got recruited yesterday. I got a phone call from a major financial firm because I have licenses. And guess what they were doing? They were starting their 2026 campaign and they're reaching out to people who have investment licenses. And they said, hey, we want to talk to you about moving your license if you're not actively using it. And I told them I'm very happy with where I'm at. Matter of fact, I'm preparing my 2026 meeting with my team for tomorrow. And I said, so good luck with your recruitment. But guys, every major organization recruits. Okay. And so again, it's not optional to grow. It's foundational for your growth. Secondly, guys, we're going to be focusing again on big licensing. Guys, this was an area of struggle for us in 2025, more so in the second and third quarter of the year. Okay, I'm sorry, third and fourth quarter of the year. But here's the reality behind that, guys. The reason that it was a struggle in the third and fourth quarter is because recruiting went down massively in the third and fourth quarter. So your recruiting, our growth focus on building distribution through our team is going to determine the volume of licensing. So our goal is a fully licensed standard that everybody that comes in and comes to work with us who's serious about their business, they're going to come in here and they're going to get fully licensed. And guys, I'm so stinking proud of the people who came in last year. A lot of those guys came in the third and fourth quarter who had a life license and went and got their securities licenses, or they came in with no licenses and they popped out their life, their securities, right? We have right now more fully licensed representatives in the base shop right now than we have in years in our business. And that's a great sign for a foundation. But our goal, guys, is to get to and maintain a 30% recruit to code ratio. What does that mean? That means for every 10 people that we recruit, we're licensing 3 of those. Okay. Guys, that's above the company average, by the way. The company average is a lot less than that. But our goal is to be better than the average. Okay. Our goal is to strive for excellence in licensing, because we know that when somebody has a license, they're not just being recruited to a dream. They're being recruited to the reality that they can go change their family's life forever. Okay. The mindset here is not coming in here and being partial. Okay. Supplementary. It's coming in here and being professional. When somebody comes into our business and they get licensed with us, they immediately mark themselves as a professional in an industry. The license is that very first step for somebody to go from average to professional. Okay. Life only is not the finish line. And we have a lot of people who have their life license right now, and that's the only license they have. We challenge you, I challenge you to go get your securities licenses in the first quarter of the year so that you have the second and the third quarter to go knock it out of the park in 2026. But if you're coming in and you're right now just sitting here getting the license, don't stop at just your life license. We celebrate everyone while we build professionals that have options and leverage. And you have leverage and you have options to go full time when you have multiple sources of income and multiple sources of income from having all of your licenses. Okay. I want to congratulate Ted Burkett for going out and getting his Series 65 last month or month before last to wrap up all of the licenses that are required to have all of them minus the 26 to become a principal. All right. He is the first 65 license we've had in a number of years. So I'm so pumped to have another advisor fiduciary on the team in that space. So we're going to focus really big, guys, on big licenses in 2026. Okay. And then lastly, guys, and probably the most foundational of all of them, I was so conflicted on whether I wanted to say recruiting was number one or self-development was number one. And I ended up choosing big recruiting, because recruiting is the lifeblood of your business. But you can recruit and you can attract people to your business. But if your leadership is terrible and your leadership is not there, people will come join you until they find out that you're not a great leader. And then they will go somewhere else. And so how do you become a great leader? It's through self-development. And self-development, guys, is not just working out. Self-development is not just showing up on a Monday night, but self-development means that you are fundamentally working on every level of you to become the best version of you. I never want somebody to think that they're inadequate to come work with us. Okay. But when they come to us, guys, they are inadequate for the goals and dreams that they have. But they have to be worked on and sharpened. There's a great motivational speaker called Eric Thomas. He talks about being a diamond, right? When we find diamonds in the earth, they are the ugliest, dirtiest diamonds. They don't look like the $10,000 engagement ring you have on your hand. They don't look like the diamond encrusted necklace that you have or your stud earrings. It takes a professional to carve away all those imperfections of that diamond to make it that beautiful rock that's invaluable, that has more, that's priceless to people. And how do we do that? Growth without development collapses, guys. We can go recruit hundreds of people. We can recruit 50 people a month. But if we're not fully developed into the leaders or becoming the leaders that is necessary to lead that group, we are going to just continually spin that wheel of recruiting and never have any full traction. So we're doubling down this year on skill development. You guys saw a lot of that happening for a period of time as we kind of came into the fourth quarter. We're going to continue that skill development. We're going to talk a lot about confidence development, guys. All of you guys, just by being in this business, know more about money and finances than most people will ever learn in their lifetime. Okay. But you got to have the confidence to know that. And so we're here to help you build that confidence. Leadership, having a leadership mindset, even if you are just by yourself right now, you are a leader. You are a leader of one. And the person you are leading is probably the most important person you will ever lead. And that is yourself. Okay. Because when you can lead yourself well, without somebody telling you what needs to be done all the time, you have the capability and the capacity to lead others well. Okay. Second, last of the cool ones is, of course, emotional discipline. Guys, this is a tough business sometimes, right? There are major victories that you're going to experience in 2026. There are going to be probably some not so good days that you're going to experience. People saying some things about you, not to be a Debbie Downer, right? But you're going to get some pushback that's going to cause you to be emotional. And we want to make sure that you are prepared with a sword, prepared with a shield, prepared with a helmet, right? So that you know what you're battling and you know what you're dealing with, and that all of the things that are out there that are attacking you are not attacking you for your detriment. They're attacking you because of where you're going. No, the devil does not attack you if you're sitting still and not doing anything. The devil only attacks when you are moving closer to your purpose. Okay. So you're going to experience some attacks in 2026 as we move into this. So be prepared for some emotional discipline. And then basic ownership mindset, thinking like an owner, right? I know some of you guys see my post every day and you're like, I can't stand Rob Recker. He's always telling me that I need to be working. He's always telling me that I'm not disciplined enough because I'm not working out December 31st at 8 a.m. and sweating it out and doing the last workout. I know who silences their text messages when I text. Guys, I think like an owner. I'm going to help you guys. I want you guys to think like owners, because when you think like owners and when you think like a business leader, you stop thinking like an employee. And that is where life changes. When you go from being an employee mindset to an owner mindset, everything changes for you. And so development is what is the force for multiplication. That self-development that we are going to get is for our multiplier, is our force multiplier. And the more people that we have who are mentally strong, morally right, doing what we do, guys, our business is going to explode. Your business is going to explode. So those are the three big focuses that we have for 2026. Okay. So convention is the target. So this is where convention comes into play. Our goal again is 300 licenses in the base shop in 2026. By the time we head into convention, which is going to be in 2027. So I'm talking 2026 is licensing, is skill development, leadership development. 2027, guys, is where we head into convention. So January of 2027, 366 days from now, right? When we're heading into 2027, our focus is going to be moving to convention RVPs. The foundation for those RVPs to get promoted happens in 2026. Okay. Our goal is to have 6 new RVPs walking the stage, a base shop built that's reproducing leaders, meaning that you have leaders who train other leaders. You're not the only one who's running ragged because you are the tip of your spear. You have a fully developed leader, not hype. This is all about positioning, guys. So 2026 is our position year. So I want to close this out, guys, as I get to the very end of this, with our long-term goal and our long-term vision, because the long-term vision of the business, guys, is not 12 months. It's not 18 months. It's beyond that. And so when you are part of this, guys, when you're part of that bigger vision, this is the roadmap of what it looks like. The next 1 to 2 years is we're sizing up. We're double-digit recruiting. We're building a fully licensed foundation of leaders. Okay. We will promote RVP. Some of you guys who are hearing my voice, Sarah, will be regional vice presidents at the end in 2026. It might not be in the first couple months of 2026, but December is a very high probability that some of you guys can be promoting to RVP and taking your full brokerageship at that point in time. Okay. But for sure in 2027 and those 6 months leading up to convention, some of you guys are going to be promoting RVP. Some of you guys are going to be taking your watches, taking your rings. Some of you guys might be putting diamonds on your rings because you've already hit that income milestone. But years 3 through 5 is promotion. Okay. Promoting in your business, scaling your business, building out second generations, Caleb Susie, being RVP, promoting out your first RVP in your base shop, because you're really, truly not an RVP until you promote an RVP. Okay. You're not $100,000 earner until you can promote $100,000 earner. Okay. And so that's our big goal there. And so let's go build this together, guys. I want to thank each and every single one of you guys for being on here today, being willing to take a few minutes out of your schedule, a few minutes out of your time to come on and learn about where you're going in your business and get emotionally attached to where you're going. So as we wrap this up, guys, here's what you got to do today. You got to make a commitment that the old you stays today, and the new you that you're wanting to become, that discipline that it's going to take, starts today. Okay. It starts from the time that we get off our Zoom today, and that everything that you need, the commitment to showing up to all the events, the commitment to being on the calls when it's not convenient, the commitment to making the sacrifices necessary to attract, retain, and move the people that you want in your business. And that person may be you. Okay. Attracting yourself, retaining yourself, and moving yourself. All those things happen when you and I, specifically you, make a decision, because in that word decision, okay, is to put to death. You are putting to death all excuses, and Henley is not having any excuses. She is having a rough morning. Hamilton's beating her up, guys. That's all it is. And so, but with that being said, guys, I want to wish on behalf of the Wreckers, the Game Changers, our organization, Randy and Lori Ruckman, our senior leadership, we want to wish you guys a happy new year and all the blessings and wishes to come true. We'll see you guys in 2026. Y'all stay safe tonight, and we'll see you guys on training Monday night. Have a great day, guys.